So I came here sort of on holiday, I think it was the end of October, and I was coming for 3 days, and that turned into 3 weeks. And then after 3 weeks, I was like, well, I don't want to leave. So I went and I got everything I owned, and I moved back to Tirana. Because I work from home, I can work anywhere. It doesn't matter, as long as I have my internet, my laptop, and my cats, I'm fine. So I brought all of those things here.
You brought the cats.
I brought the cats as well. People were like, Albania, Oh, that's interesting. Why? Or, oh, that's a bit of a random choice. Or, oh, that's not on my list of places to go. Is it safe? And I was like, yes, it's fine. But I got asked so much from everyone, what's it like? What's the weather like? What's the food like? What are the people like? You know, I got tired of writing the same response all the time. So I thought, well, why don't I start a blog? Because then they'll stop asking me questions. They can see for themselves. And also it allows me to be a bit creative and to put down in writing my experiences here. It was more of a feeling I got rather than, I thought the place was really cool, sort of visually, like street art, interesting buildings, fun things going on. But it was a feeling I got. People were welcoming and friendly. There's a sort of energy in Tirana and in Albania that I haven't felt anywhere else, and it was something. It was an energy that inspired me as well. It inspired me to be creative, to start painting again, to start creative writing again, rather than just being a journalist. It was something that I didn't have in the places I lived in previously, and I thought, this is interesting. I think I'll stay around a bit longer and see where this goes. Oh, great! I love Albanian people. I have an Albanian boyfriend as well, so I have to say that. His family are amazing. His mother just feeds me constantly. Like, every time he comes to my house, he comes with bags of food, and he's like, she feeds you more than she feeds me. So I think he's a bit jealous. I have Albanian friends who are lovely. You know, and through my blog as well, I meet interesting people all the time, and I'm literally overwhelmed by how nice people are and how welcoming people are. I went and interviewed someone yesterday. Her family run a small cantina, and she put on all this food. She took me on a tour of the area. It was just amazing. You don't get that sort of hospitality anywhere else. So it quite often overwhelms me how nice the people are that I meet, how welcoming they are, how friendly, how interesting. It's something quite special. I think it was something to do with how I ended up here, and why I decided to stay. So it spoke about it being an accident of sorts that I ended up, I wasn't intending to spend 9 months here, potentially years to come, and it spoke about why. So the energy, the fact it's beautiful, it's interesting, culturally diverse, lots of interesting things to learn about. And I posted it, and I had about 2,000 hits overnight. So I went, okay, this is something people are interested in. So that was it. And from there, it was a mixture of my opinions, my experiences, my funny thoughts on the quirks of life here, and people I met as well.
I saw that someone called you the ambassador.
Yes.
the ambassador.
Yeah, someone called me the unofficial ambassador of culture for Albania. And it was a video. When that video came out, I was at the British Embassy for an event that evening, and the British ambassador said to me, he said, I hear you're after my job. Well, I'm leaving next year, so be sure to get your application in. I thought that was a really nice thing to say. The whole thing to me, in terms of how successful the blog has been, is a bit surreal. I'm still like, when I get recognised and stuff, I'm like, this is weird, But I like it. It wasn't my intention to become popular. My intention was just to show what I see. Get inspired can be it depends. I can get inspired sitting in a coffee shop. What I tend to do a lot is just walk. So if I have to go from A to B, I won't walk directly. I'll go down all the side streets, I'll get lost, I'll wander off in a completely different direction, and I come across really interesting things, whether it's street art, people selling things on the street, interesting characters, weird architecture, and that's what inspires me. Find beauty in the most obscure things. It can be a crumbling building, or someone's spray painted something on a wall, or a stray dog. You know, it doesn't have to be a beautifully manicured garden or something. I find beauty and colour in the strangest places in Tirana, and that again is something that you don't find in very many other cities. I'd say, have you lived abroad? And the majority of the time the answer would be no. In which case I would say, countries like the UK where I'm from, it's not how you think it is. It's not this easy life where money grows on trees and jobs are given out the minute you step off the plane. I left because for me England has no spirit, no soul, no real culture. I find if England was a colour it would be grey. That's how I see it.
And if Albania was the color?
Like multicoloured.
Like the blue.
Maybe yellow or like orange or something. Like a really bright,
positive.
like the colour of your earrings.
That's positive.
Yeah. I'd say also I think there's so many Albanian people that want to leave, and what worries me about this is, okay, I understand you want to pursue opportunities, you want to get a better wage, you want X, Y, Z things. But if everyone who's got motivation and passion and ideas and intelligence leaves, then that's just going to stop the country from evolving to a place where these sort of people are supported. It's a difficult thing between sort of looking after your own interests and being patriotic and doing what's best for your country. And I know that's rich coming from me. I left England, but I didn't leave for economic reasons or for the want of a better life. I left because I didn't feel I fitted in. I needed somewhere with a bit more soul about it. My boyfriend? Is that a thing, or am I allowed to have him and something else?
No, I'm doing like something spiritual.
Something spiritual.
Well, we are giving you your boyfriend too, don't worry.
Okay, all right. Not an object.
Not
something
an object,
spiritual.
Yeah.
Albanians have, my boyfriend calls it hot Balkan blood.
Oh.
There's a passion. There's a passion. Whether you are talking about politics or the weather or Brek and Raki, you know, whatever, you have this sort of passion about you, which I really like. It comes out in the way you talk, in the way you act, in the way you like protesting, and all of these things.
Do you think you have a part of that with you?
Yeah, people have told me that. Like, I have this fire, sort of. Okay, there's a couple of things, and I addressed this in a blog post recently, so I'm not criticising because I think I'm better than you. I'm criticising because I've chosen to live here, and I think the country deserves better. There's two main things which really upset me, and that is the issue around domestic violence, the way it's reported in the media, the way the police handle it. So this whole societal sort of attitude towards women and violence that they suffer, that's one thing. But I'm working to help to try and change that a little bit. And the issues with pollution, with littering, with waste, with pollution, with things like this. The fact that you can't recycle properly, the fact that people throw things in rivers. And again, I'm trying to do something about that as well. But that's it. And that's not things that are wrong with Albanian people or anything. They're just issues which can be changed and will change. It's not something that can't be fixed. Go for it and think about the who, the what, the why, and the how later. So, in other words, if you have something you want to do, be it writing, fashion, anything like that, do it. Put yourself out there, contact people. You know, ask people for an internship, ask people for a job, ask people for freelance work. The worst they can say is no. and you're not going to lose face by just asking. If you sit there thinking, how am I going to get a work, how am I going to get a client, how am I going to do it, you'll waste your life thinking how, who and why. Do it and think about the technical bits afterwards. You just have to have, but people say, oh, well, I haven't got the confidence to do that. Do it and think about the confidence later. I think people tend to overthink things. Think, oh, well, I'm not going to be successful, or, oh, what if that person thinks my art isn't good, or whatever. That's their problem. Put yourself out there. Think about these other things later. Just go for it.
Thank you.